Hi, did you know that beadwork is one of Native Americans' most sought after artwork? It is also one of the most common art forms used by indigenous tribes across America. Generations before settlers arrived, Native Americans used various items such as shells, stones, quills, and bones as beads to design traditional clothing and jewelry. In many tribes, the social status could be identified by the immaculate styles of beadwork. Each tribe has their own unique style and design. Other tribes are often able to distinguish what tribe a person is from based on the style and design of their beadwork and other items. We have our own different types of style. So for our tribe at least, it's a woodland style. That's how you can identify a Potawatomi, is by seeing their a lot of floral in their beadwork. In our now modern times, we have various stitches that we may use when making beadwork, such as loom, applique, lazy stitch, peyote stitch, and the one I will be introducing is brick stitch. Here are some examples. This is kind of like a geometrical design, and it also has our fire colors, which is red, orange, and yellow. This is a wawatesi. It's a dragonfly. It has the floral in it, the flowers that would also show the design of woodland. This is a more modern design. It's made for my cousin. She's a dentist. This is a hummingbird, Nanokaji. This is also my mother's spirit name. This is a representation to honor murdered and missing indigenous women. It's like to raise awareness. It's a woman in a red dress to raise awareness about murdered and missing indigenous people. And this is a more modern design, one of my favorite characters, the Grinch. You can also use this style to make peyote stitch. It's somewhat similar. You would start off by making a flat pattern and connecting it on one of the edges. So the items that you will need will be size D Nymo thread, size 11 beading needle, size 11 delica beads, a pattern. You can get it off Etsy or such. And you will also, or you can do a freehand pattern. There's certain websites that offer images to be able to create and draw your own pattern. You need earring finds, such as hooks, or if you wanted to make a keychain, you can get the keychain rings, and you would also need jump hoops and pliers to help add your hooks on there. So first, I'm going to be using larger beads to demonstrate, but you will also need size 11 beading needle and size 11 delica beads. So here's some of the beads that I use. They're called Miyuki 11 delicas. I have various kinds of beads. These are galvanized gold beads, and you can get them off of Bead Treasures. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can find them at Shipwreck Beads, or also like beading supplies stores. So first you'll start off by putting 2 beads, and again I'm demonstrating with larger beads to show the process. So you'll put 2 beads on to start. Next you're going to come up through this bead, the first bead that you put on. So right here where the end is at, you're going to come up through that side. Pull them down to the end. I also used an orange string to help you to see the string a little bit better. I'm going to come back around to secure my beadwork. So I'm going through like this. So for now you're going to have both of the strings coming out of one side, the top of each different bead. You'll grab another bead and then you'll go through the opposite end of where the string's coming out of. So I'm going to come in through the top, going down. You never want to come out through the same area or go through the same area where the string's coming out. So these beads aren't going to sit up good together, but that's why you can use any type of seed bead, but I suggest using the Delica beads because they kind of have like a rectangle finish and they just kind of sit together really nicely. These have more of a rounded finish, so they kind of round up and get a little crooked and stuff. But I have seen brick stitch patterns made with regular seed beads, and it does come out looking nice too. It's not as flat, but it still comes out looking nice. To start the new row, you will always start your new rows by adding 2 beads. So the same thing, except for this time, I'm going to come up, do this little loop right here, the first one. If you wanted the beads to start to stagger this way, you come out of this row, out of this bead. If you want them to come in, like stagger going in, because it's kind of like a brick stitch pattern, that's where it gets its name. You're laying them like bricks. So if it's going to come out, you're going to put it in this first loop. And you add the beads on, and then you come up to the top. And you keep on doing that and adding the beads on as you go, and coming up to this first little loop right next to the bead that you add on. And once you keep on going, it makes your beadworks come together nicely and pull it nice and tight. You don't want to have too much tension, but nice and secure. And that's how you bead. Thank you.